as you may or may not know, I also build houses out of shipping containers.
Okay.
So I built mine in 2016.
These are all things we need to talk. We're gonna hang out a lot more.
That's actually pretty relevant.
And I built one from one of my art collectors in Old North, a block behind Crown Candy. It's 9 40-foot containers, 3 stories tall. His is awesome. Super cool. And we're breaking ground on another one over by Slough Hospital off of South Grand next week.
Man, I remember reading the story on the shipping container house before I'd moved here because I actually started Googling if St. Louis had any.
Yeah. So I built the only ones in the area. I think the next closest ones are Kansas City and like Central Illinois.
Holy shit. Okay, rad.
And I should have another client that I consulted with on design that is building one down in Eureka, which I need to check back in with them and see how that one's going.
Right on. So, does someone order one and you kind of fully custom help fab it up, or are you actually
So with theirs, I just consulted on the design work and got them on their feet because they wanted to be their own general contractors.
Got it.
So I gave that as an option. Like, we can build it or you can build it.
Or you can play general contractor and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Man, that'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah. It's definitely fun. And I built mine like from scratch almost entirely myself. It's 3,100 square feet, took a year and 2 weeks. And that's all I did that year was build a house. And
man, but I bet you learn so much through that process.
Yeah. Everything from the ground up. I know that house inside and out. And that's when like my art collector, he said, "Hey, can you build me one?" I was like, sure. I didn't want, after going through that process, which was one of the hardest things I've ever done, I thought like, I need to find somebody who can run this show.
Help a bit of this.
Yeah. I'll just do the design and consult work. I'm done building houses myself.
It takes time. It's just lengthy. So
along those lines, back to what kind of inventions am I working on? One is like a new building process. I want to be able to build a house in a day. Well, the majority of it in a day. So first we'd start off with just the slab of concrete that has the radiant heat and cooling built into it, so we don't have to have duct work. And then on top of that, you blow up the house like one of those big bounce houses.
Yeah.
And then inside of that is reinforced. Think of like a raft, and it has the ribs.
Yeah, of course. And then it's got connectors within it as well.
So the ribs in this would be like cross fibers that have holes in it, like perforated, really strong fibers, so that when we fill it up with this high density foam, that it penetrates that fiber, and then that becomes like the rebar. Yeah. So it's like ultra strong. You have your internal wall, external wall, insulation, the structure, everything is there. You just blow it up. It probably takes a few hours, and then
slab siding on it.
You could if you want.
If you
could either. I think what would be better on it would be like plaster.
Okay.
Stucco.
So some type of a density enough material, maybe somewhere between concrete or something like that, or epoxy or resin, maybe.
Yeah, just something I would have, if I'm building the wall and the structure out of this reinforced foam, I'm trying to get away from having to frame it in order to hang like siding on it.
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm defeating the purpose.
Right, then you may as well, then you're just moving insulation.
Right.
So, you could theoretically, you could probably run all your electrical already through there so that it fills the foam up around it. Now, anyone who has to do electrical work in the future has got a real fucking pain in the ass. But
well, the good thing is once it solidifies, you can just like cut out windows and install, you can do whatever you want. And then you can just patch it back up with more foam and whatever you got on the outside.
Man, I dig it. I like people fucking thinking neat stuff.
Yeah, and if it's only 6 inches wide, the thick, then that's an R42.
So it's code. You're good to go.
Yeah, it's more than code. Like that's what attics are, but in your walls.